Hey everyone, I'm Romeo and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm a full-time data engineer at Amazon, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you ideas, processes and tips that allowed me to get an internship at Amazon and eventually lead a full-time engineering position in a big tech company. If you're interested in tech and career related content, please consider supporting the channel by subscribing. Now let's get into it. Let's land you this job at Amazon. Part 1, University. So in year 2020 and 2021, so full COVID years, I was completing my Master of Science in Big Data and Business Analytics at ESCP Business School in Paris. As a good anxious student, I started looking for an internship 3 months after joining the program. I was more or less set on the fact that I wanted to join a FANG company, mainly because of YouTube videos of smart engineers who were living their best life in their campus and having their free food. But anyway, I knew I wanted to grow my technical skill set in a big tech company. And I'm still convinced that joining Amazon was the greatest learning opportunity I've had so far in my life. So fast forward a few weeks later, I was polishing my LinkedIn profile to get recruiters' attention, and one day, received an email from an Amazon recruiter. So the position was a business intelligence engineering internship, and not gonna lie, it felt too good to be true. But in the end it was true, so might as well give it a shot, right? So I had a chat with the recruiter, went to a few FAQ sessions that were organized for people interested in the internship program. I also contacted former Amazon interns to get their feedback, and of course, I watched additional videos of smart engineers at Amazon. And I was decided. I knew I wanted to apply for the specific position. Part 2, the preparation. So the real work began even before a date was settled for my first round of interviews. I started gathering information all over the internet to understand how the Amazon recruiting process works and what kind of technical skills are required for me to pass the interviews. And what I quickly realized that interviews at Amazon are split between two categories, behavioral and technical. So this really helped me narrow down my research and collect specific information about those kind of interviews. So I started learning about the company's culture, which is guided by the 16 leadership principle, formerly 14, so that's 2 in addition for you to know about. So they really encompasses the way we work at Amazon, and they're a true paradigm. So I read every single one of them and tried to get their essence and deep meaning. I also read some people blog posts to know what they were thinking about the leadership principle and how they were interpreting those. Then, probably the most important part to prepare the behavioral interviews, I started doing a retrospective on my academic and professional experiences, and more precisely, how I applied the leadership principle during those. I would recommend you preparing this tremendously important part by doing the following. First, write down any relevant experience you had and classify them within leadership principle bucket. Ideally, you should have 2 experiences per leadership principle. Then, explain how and why this specific experience reflects a leadership principle. Also, make sure that you have experiences or stories that can accommodate several leadership principles. I know it's hard for a young graduate to have a lot of professional experience. So play it smart, trying to find some overlaps. Then articulate your story using the STAR methodology, which stands for situation, task, action, and result. So situation is the overall context of the experience. Then you got the task, which is the target. Then you got the action, which is the plan that you've created to reach this target. And then you got the result, which is what you deliver. Last but not least, record yourself answering some typical Amazon behavioral questions. You can easily find them online. Then watch the video and understand how you could improve your answers, always using the leadership principles. If you manage to demonstrate that you've used the leadership principle in your relevant experiences and use the STAR format to articulate those anecdotes, you're on track to pass the behavioral rounds. Then came the technical preparation. For a BIE intern position at Amazon, you can be expected to be tested on the following. SQL, so you have to know joins, aggregation functions, window functions, and word clauses. Then, programming languages. You can be tested on Python, Java, or TypeScript. Then of course, Excel. Amazon is no exception. Excel is used everywhere. Even though as a BIE you might not be using it a lot, your stakeholders might be using it. And of course, having some knowledge about cloud computing is definitely a plus. Of course, technical preparation varies greatly from one position to another. There is also a gap between expectation from an intern and a full-time. However, there is one constant at Amazon: SQL. SQL is literally bread and butter at Amazon, and it's used by almost everyone who has a position related to engineering, science, or analytics. I would recommend following those steps in order to be fully prepared for your interviews. First, learn about data modeling and databases. Those contains the object that you will be interacting with in SQL. Then, learn the semantics of a SQL engine of your choice. Then, understand the execution orders of queries. And last but not least, you have to practice using some sample data. You can use some websites such as HackerRank, SQL Zoo, or even LeetCode. It might not be the most exciting part of your interview preparation, but learning the basics of data modeling and databases will put you on the right track to understand more complex concepts faster and, of course, pass the technical rounds at Amazon. Part 3. The actual interviews. Okay, now that you have all the tools for your preparation, let's dive deep into the detail. There were 3 big distinctive parts in the interview process. First, an online assessment consisting of one managerial simulation and an exercise to determine if your personality would fit with Amazon peculiar culture. Those were purely behavioral exercises. One tip I would have to pass this assessment is to actively think about the leadership principle. Try to rank those principles and see which one would fit better in what situation. For instance, is it the case where we should insist on the highest standards, or is it the case where we have to deliver results now? Please make sure to approach this exercise with an analytical mindset, because this is definitely not a guess. You have to find the optimal solution. Then, second biggest part of the interview, higher view. This was most probably the weirdest part of the process. You're just staring at a screen, answering behavioral questions while being recorded. Please remember to use the leadership principle tips I gave you earlier. On top of that, you're getting a SQL assessment to perform on higher view. You're going to be given some table DDL, some data samples, and a text prompt. Remember, you won't be getting an ID. You won't be able to run your query live. So you just have to create a query to answer a question which is being displayed on higher view. A few tips regarding higher view. Try to make your answer as structured as possible and highlight what you delivered by using data. Also, try to make your answer under 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Third part of the process, interview with Amazonians. You're going to get 2 30-minute calls with some Amazonians. Those interviews can be both technical and behavioral depending on the position you're aiming for. Once again, you guessed it, you will need to use the leadership principle to articulate your answers. Also, make sure to use data to highlight what you delivered during your experiences. One obvious tip for you guys would be to adjust your answers based on the interviewer. If this person is more inclined toward engineering, then you can get much more technical within your answers. But remember, whether you're a business person or an engineering person at Amazon, you apply the leadership principle, so make them stand out. So yeah, that was the interview process that I experienced when applying for a BIE position at Amazon. Those tips that I just gave you helped me approach the interviews confidently. I truly think that having this structure before interviewing helped me keep my answers concise and impactful, which is really appreciated at Amazon. Now you're ready for the next part. Maybe the one you're most excited about. At least I was. This is the offer. Part 4. The offer. A week and a half after completing the interviews, I received an email from the recruiter that contacted me on LinkedIn. Not gonna lie, my heart stopped for a few seconds. But then I opened the email, and here it was. Amazon made me an offer for a 6 months internship as a business intelligence engineer. Actually, I screamed and I smiled a lot this specific day. Was super happy. So the location of my internship was at the European headquarters, which is located in Luxembourg. So this is a tiny country located between France, Germany, and Belgium. Now regarding the money part. So coming from France where compensation isn't that good, I was extremely happy with the offer that I received. So it consisted of 3 parts, so a base salary, a relocation package, and the reimbursement of some relocation expenses such as the train, the flight tickets, or even the cab. So the total compensation that I got as an Amazon engineering intern was between 4,000 and 5,000 euros per month. I'd rather give you guys a range because I'm not sure if I can communicate the exact details of the total compensation package. However, it was a great offer that enabled me to save a lot of money, afford a cool place in Luxembourg, and just enjoy life while working for Amazon. Alright everyone, that was my entire application journey for my first experience at Amazon as an engineering intern. I hope you enjoyed this video, learned from it, and that you'll be able to land an engineering internship. If you do join Amazon, hit me up in the comments below. Please consider subscribing to the channel and let me know if you'd be interested in learning how I landed a full-time data engineering position. So yeah, that's pretty much it. See you guys in the next one, and au revoir.